I'm Kumar Rakesh, and you're watching Global Governance News TV. In this program, DGN Talk, we're going to introduce you Dr. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, Pune, Maharashtra. Welcome, Dr. Sharma ji, in our program. Let us talk about the Dr. Sharma. Is a versatile genius of our country, and he is a basically computer engineer, almost 38 years, and the blend of the R&D, research and development, industry, administration, skill, entrepreneurship, and academia. You work with the R&D organization like ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization, Ahmedabad, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Bar, Mumbai. Also work industry like the Instrumental Limited Kota, Toshiba Corporation, Tokyo, Rajasthan State Industrial and Infrastructure Development Corporation, Jaipur, the Government of Rajasthan Enterprises, Software Technology Park, Jaipur, and Jaipur Development Authority. And I can tell you, whatever he has done in the Rajasthan, I have seen very closely. That is a milestone in the Rajasthan government for the computer sector, we can say, and the software sector still. And he has been managing director for 7 years, Rajcom, Rajasthan State Government Organization, and executed IT and e-governance project like the SWAN, SDC, CSC, automation, CMIS, and so many things. Also work in the DZ in the Government of India and IT, engaged in skill capacity building and formal degree courses, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India for 5 years, and has put it in a high trajectory path in terms of number of youth skill, pan-India presence and revenue. After that, he came in the academic sector, and he has been the Vice Chancellor for 3 years, established India's first liberal professional university at Karjat, Mumbai. And now he is working as Vice Chancellor with Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, Pune. He has been a member of the various committee of the Government of India, Ministry of Education, Government of Maharashtra, and the Rajasthan, and all just with the for the skill. Also member of FICCI Skill Development Committee for Regulation and Compliance, and also traveled widely, a long list of the country, and member of Joint Working Group, Government of India, and also led delegation as chairperson of Joint Working Group JWG to Japan and Israel. Professionally, he is BE Honors Computer Science from MNN Allahabad and MTech Computer Science BIT Ranchi with more than 80% and PhD in e-governance from the Department of Management and University of Rajasthan, and also a member of the Vigyan Bharati and Global Indian Scientist Technocrat NGO. So, Dr. Sharma, just with this profile, just you have done a lot for the society and for the e-society, we can say, for the e-governance, how just we can understand. And if you see now, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced Atmanirbhar Bharat. So, with your skills and as a Vice Chancellor, how do you just think a skill can work as catalyst and catalyst for the speeding the theme and aim of Atmanirbhar Bharat by our started by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi?
Kumar Saab, I think a very well-coined question by you, because it is a talk of the town that we have been discussing and listening everywhere, Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that too, today, when we are celebrating the 73rd Republic Day of India. I think very important for all of us, because the way we have been thinking, we have been working, we could find that a lot of movements have come up in last 5-6 years of the government, present government, especially in the central government. And because of these governments, now the youth has also started up picking in terms of, let's say, a movement which was basically Make in India, Digital India, Startup India, Skill India.
There are 32 programs, I think so. There are 32 programs. The initial program is started by our Prime Minister.
Yeah, perfectly. And because of that only, we could find that now youth have started coming forward and taking initiative. And that's the reason, I think, if you see, I think 3-4 days before, only the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that we are among the first 3 countries in terms of, startups, unicorns. We could produce the unicorn. This is happening first time. We are next to America and China. The numbers are increasing slowly. And I think that's the way. Now, once we are saying the Atmanirbhar Bharat, the basic purpose of the Honorable Prime Minister or the government is just to convince to everyone that we can again become Wish Guru, again we can become Sone ki Chidiya. By that, what we mean is that we have to be reliant on self. We have to become a self-reliant country where we have to start from agriculture to the production of the aerospace or maybe the satellite activities also within the country. And looking to the fact that we are a country of 138 crore population, where more than 60% are, 53% or maybe 54% are in the age group of 26 years. So I think it's the youngest country in the world. And in case we are not able to use this demographic dividend, we are not able to use the benefit of this demographic dividend. This demographic dividend may lead to disaster. So I think the Honorable Prime Minister and the government presently is trying to divert to a right direction to all of us, where they are trying to put us in a platform where they are asking us, or they are basically motivating all the youth members or the youth of the country to do some productive in the system. So I think it's a very good, wonderful idea, and I think a very good initiative by the Honorable Prime Minister and the country.
So I think a very nice idea, but entrepreneurship is the key of success, just he is saying now. And how the Prime Minister's so many innovative program has tried to boost entrepreneurship. But do you think that program has been just has some success rate in the present circumstances?
See, entrepreneurship is basically nothing. It is we know that entrepreneurship, when we are talking, it is basically it's an act of starting a business or running your own business, and basically where you try to create the job for the others also. That's the where you are ready to take the risk. You are ready to take the risk in the system. And the why it is so important entrepreneurship as on date is that we being a country where the agriculture has been a main business, now it has got shifted to other activities, and farmers are also having a movement from villages to city. So I think now government cannot create job for everyone. So I think the right pulse the Honorable Prime Minister and the government could find, that we have to start working on entrepreneurship, and that's the reason in all education system now entrepreneurship is also becoming a part of the system. Now, when I'm saying the entrepreneurship, it is nothing. One should be ready to take a risk, one, and one should be ready to bear the losses in case it is going to be there, and ready to go for the innovation part. And that's the reason Honorable Prime Minister has planning to come out with a new policy on the innovations also.
So just we're talking about the Hunarman Bharat. How just he trying to his a visionary model, actually whatever his vision, just to convert Bharat into a new Bharat, new India. He was always talking about. So skills, how just you to relate the skills and industrialization, how just to relate. And do you think the result is good? And whatever they have done by the government ministry or the private CSO, civil society organization and all, you happy with the performances as academicians, also as a policymakers also?
See, answering to your questions, I think there is no doubt the initiative taken by the government of India is definitely in favor of every one of the citizen of the country. Why? Because it is the skill side which is going to create going to have an impact. Because see, if you see, now we have been talking about Industrial Revolution 4.0. And when we have been talking about Industrial Revolution 4.0, basically industries are going to play a major role in the system. So it has become mandate for all of us to develop and have a skill. Because if we are going for Industrial Revolution 4.0, it is expected that 78 million jobs will go off. On the other side, around 88 million new jobs will come up. So meet the target of 88 million jobs throughout the globe. It is very important for the youth of the country to go for the skilling of the system. To go for the skilling. And that's the reason in the new education policy 2020, there is a separate dedication, devotion, and declaration in the NEP 2020 on reimagining of the vocational education. Now, basically, government also feels that the vocational education has to be given same importance. And that's the reason Honorable Prime Minister and even all we have been saying that it is the Kushal Bharat. Means if we are skilled India, we'll definitely have a comfortable life. So I think this is a need of time, nothing to say. And the worst part which we had in the past is that in other countries which are developed or are developing, the ratio of the skilled manpower has been more than 70%, whereas in India it was less than 40%. The formal education being important is very less. So I think it's a very good vision and thought process of the government.
But it is also a matter of concern. Just you see the employment of the youth and the coming out from the professional courses is less than 25%. What is the state government and government of India is doing on that, and talking about the much about the skills, and youth should be trained in skills. Youth should be already to be part of the Hunarmand Bharat. So just how just do you happy with the performances or by the state government or government of India has taken just for result oriented?
See, government has taken. See, we are a country of 138 crore citizens, so definitely it will take time. But results have started coming. For example, All India Council of Technical Education has come out with a portal called NIT portal, where I am also a chairperson for the NIT portal committee and also a member of the Apex committee. I could find the vision which the Ministry of Education or Ministry or the AICD has come out is they are trying to give the contents in form of e-content to everyone through a platform where there is a 25% free distribution to the socially weaker section. Similarly, if we see, that they have also come out with a new project of Parak, where they are trying to assess the skills of youth in terms of what are the skills they have got, whether it is a consecutive skill or a soft skill or it is a aptitude skill. So definitely government has been putting efforts. They have been trying to work out something for the growth of or development of skills among the youth, but it will take some time. And I think that's the reason in the CSR also government of India has given a relaxation that industries, those who are willing to fund the skilling projects or the education projects, they will be given benefit of the CSR policy. So I think government is trying to push in all directions in terms of development of the country, and especially giving skill sets to each and everyone within the country. That's the most important, because it is the time which has come up where we have to go for skilling, reskilling, upskilling, unskilling, and again skilling. It will be a cycle because technology is changing very fast.
So just you already mentioned about just skill and how just skill is going on. We have to see. So there's time of break, and after break, I'll take the skill and how the youth participation in the private sector as well as the government sector, and how many jobs has been created as claimed by the different state governments and government of India and other way. Just we'll meet again after break. Welcome after break, Doctor. We are just talking Dr. Ashwini Sharma, the Vice Chancellor, Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, Pune, has a vast experience in the field of the IT, and we can say the IT person of our country and the globally acclaimed. So just as we discussed now, before just a break, you have just given the sketch and the brief about the how the skills is useful and beneficial for the youth and our society, and how government of India is going on. So just my question is just you see how the technical education and regional languages, it is also started the new move and new scheme. And so do you think it will be have an impact on the job of the skill as well the technical education in regional languages?
See, this is the new initiative taken by the Ministry of Education and the All India Council of Technical Education, where they could find that definitely the mother tongue or maybe the regional language has an impact when you are learning. Because if you see, otherwise the placement which is happening in the engineering colleges or professional colleges, maybe hardly 20 to 25% are employable. But one of the reason for them is that they are not able to communicate in English, maybe one of the reason. And second is they are not able to pick up the depth knowledge of the subject because they lack the English learning when they are in the schools or maybe in the high secondary or maybe senior secondary. So now the new concept which has come up, where the government of India has come out with a system where different educational activities can be taken up in terms of regional languages, and that too especially in states like southern states, let's say Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, or maybe somewhere in Rajasthan also, they've been trying to teach in Hindi. It is a fact that the learning of a youth is very, or the children is more in the regional language because that is more close to his heart. So the concepts and the other things can be picked up very well. Results are yet to come from the regional language education, but at least I am sure that by promoting this education, technical education or the professional education in regional language will definitely bring good impacts, because see other countries like China, Russia, or maybe France, they teach and they educate their youth in their own regional language. And when they have been doing and they are a developed country, I'm sure we will also become a developed country very soon.
So just to talk about the developed country and developing countries, but how the job, where is the job creating? As you claimed, as your policymaker claimed, as the government of India claimed, state government claimed, but where is the figure? Where is the data? How just you analyze
Uh,
it?
See, you are right. Logically, the government has been claiming job creation, but I tell you, job creation doesn't mean that a regular job in a government sector. When we are saying the startup activities, you see how many startups have come in the country. Or let's say they've gone for, when we are talking about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, it is fact that Indians are well known for IT and other activities, the logistic part. And I'm sure with the background of Indians, they will be able to contribute into Industrial Revolution 4.0, where basically we need to understand that, and we need to have more analytical thinking, we need to have active learning, we need to have a complex problem solving. And I think Indians are well known for all these activities.
Okay.
So definitely, presently, we may say that we are going in the right direction, but in the times to come, we will see that the jobs which are being created because of Industrial Revolution 4.0 will be created by mainly Indians only, because the way they have been working and they are being educated.
Okay, so now a latest one release of government of India is process of release of new science. This is new actually. All his opposition claims that this is a government of Jumlas, but I don't believe so. But so as you a technocrat, so you how do you just think that technology innovation policy STIP 2022? So you like this academician also a technocrat also. What is the expectation from this policy?
See, one thing is very clear that the NEP 2020, which has been released, that was basically from the participation of the public. And same way, the new science, innovation, technology, which is likely to come, or maybe it was to come in 2021, which is likely to come now, I think will take care of into account the past 3-4 policies of the science and innovation. Now, what I feel is that this time, a lot of changes are required to be made in the process. One of that is that the research which is being done, it should be not based on numbers, rather it should be based on outcome. What is the outcome of the research? That's the biggest drawback in the whole system, that when we are going for a selection of a professor or vice chancellor or a scientist, we say how many papers you have published. I take it other way. What is how many papers have a real outcome on the society, which are really useful? One. Secondly, now we have to come out with a proposition where we keep all R&D research being done, because see what is happening, that the research being done at the village level or at the new creativity which is there at the innovation at the village level or the district level, that is not available to others. So they have to create a database where all innovation research, whatever it is there, that is available on the particular common database or the website, from where all those who are keen to take the advantage of new R&D activities, innovation, they can take advantage of that. And third is that we have to encourage again innovation on research in local language also. That is what we have to do.
So you have so expectation of the government, and I think you are also working it as you are part of the Vigyan Bharati and all the scientist group. So now the COVID come to the pandemic, world is a grip of pandemic, and this COVID, all new variants is coming, and all variant to variants, and how just one of TV channels created mockery and the story and the how the COVID is given the child like that. So there is a story on the screen another way. So how just you as a technocrat COVID with the technology, how just with innovation, whatever you have done with the giving the certificates and all technology, and recently in COP26 Prime Minister already introduced the how we have just tried to help the global society. So how just you relate the COVID and governance with technology?
See, this COVID has come out as a blessing in disguise. There is no doubt on that part, because frankly, we have been talking about online education, use of technology in departments, schools, and other places, but we were not daring to take the challenge because we were afraid of many things. But I think one thing is very clear: in last 1.5 years, when there was a lockdown in the country, and then suddenly schools and colleges have gone off, and they were to start, and finally we took a decision that yes, let's start in online mode. So the challenge which we were facing in the past, that could make it very clear that we can use, being a country of such a big population, still we could start our colleges, universities, and schools, and even the students who are in the village area, they could attend the classes online mode. The second the advantage which we could draw out of the COVID is that we started using technology for even online purchase. That is what basically have been a very important parameter, because the basic purpose of demonetization was that we should use the technology for all online applications. Third is that there is a big investment which has come up in the edutech sector. But again, once the investment has come up in edutech sector, it is creating directly jobs for everyone. And the fourth one is that quality of education has improved in terms that now we are not dependent on the infrastructure of the school or faculty of a particular school. Rather, we are able to connect to other faculties also in different colleges or schools where we have got a better quality faculty. So I think there has been an impact of COVID definitely in terms of losses, but on the other side, it has also taught us that how to use the technology for day-to-day operations. And for example, let's say I have gone to for vaccination. Now I get a certificate after a minute or so. So it is use of technology, nothing more than that. And even I think India could do, I know there is a company called Trajan. They could do, maybe they have developed the COVID app. I think within a day, we could do more than 1 crore transactions on the COVID platform. I think it's a big challenge to all of us.
This is a history, this new record, Dr. Ashwini, just how just we have vaccinated our population and society. This is really we have no word just to praise the Prime Minister and
I think we need to salute all those who are involved in the system.
Yeah, also all the health worker and all the system are part of the system. So just last question. Recently in the morning is Morning Consult, the US data consultancy firm, has made a survey. 6 months back, also they have, I think last year they also made a survey, and that time also Modi was number one. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi was number one. Recently, 2 days back, the survey has been published in so many media fronts, and the TV all are shown. Our Prime Minister is recorded the number of popularity by percentage 71%. 71% likes Narendra Modi as a global leader, and after that, Mr. Lopez Obrador 66%, and Italy Prime Minister Mr. Draghi 60%, and Japanese Prime Minister Mr. Fumio Kishida 48%, and US President Joe Biden 43%, Canadian President Justin Trudeau 43%, and Germany Chancellor Olaf Scholz is 40%, Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison 41%, Spanish Prime Minister Mr. Pedro 40%, and British Prime Minister 26% Boris Johnson, and South Korean President join in 38%. So lowest is UK and highest is Bharat, India, that is our Bharat. How just your rating, how just your praise, and what your comment on this survey?
See, I will say rather 71% is also less for the Honorable Prime Minister. It should be more than that. One of the reasons is that, see, he has worked in all the spheres of the life, whether it is education, irrigation, investment, industry, whatever sector you will discuss, you will find he has taken an initiative. And the best part he could do that, he could make, lateral entry into the bureaucratic system through joint secretary selection process. I think this was a dream for all of us. I think which has come up that if you are performing well, you can also do some policy making activities, or you can plan some policy making activity at the national level or the government level.
So I think you think this is 71% the less mark. It may be the 90% and 95% and 98%. So
maybe around 80%, 80, 85.
80, 85 actually among the all. I think G8 accordingly you say, apart from G8 other countries also, but whatever their criteria they know better than us. But after all, the American agency made the survey, and we can say they are honest and transparent to do it. They should actually. So nice of you, Dr. Ashwini Kumar Sharma. You participate in the program, and so happy to see you. And I think you create more milestone for our India, that is the Bharat, and for the global society, for the technology and innovation with the e-governance and e-tech formula, new formula. Thank you very much. And
Thank
so
you very
nice of
much.
you. Jai
Thank you
Hind,
very much,
Jai
and
Bharat.
thanks for sparing time.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.